We are live on Facebook and we have a special treat today, don't we, Valerie?
We do.
Let me figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Treat today, don't we,
Oops.
Valerie?
We do.
You know, stop this. We're gonna try it again because I knew I'd screw this up.
Oh,
That's not what I want. So say good morning to everybody while I screw around with this.
good morning. Are we live?
We are live.
We're live. Yay. We're live today, May 9th, which is our birthday.
Yay!
Today,
Here we go.
May 9th.
For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today, happy birthday to you. For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today.
So now I got it. No, it's still playing in the background. So happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday. Can you believe it?
So happy birthday, my
4
friend.
years.
I still have stuff going on in the background. Okay, I think that's it.
We've been doing this for 2 years. We were always screwing it up still.
We still have tech problems. So happy birthday. This is just such a great day, isn't it?
Happy birthday. We're so excited. Yes. I can't wait for listen, everybody out there, when we send you our surveys, you better fill it out.
She says, we love you and thank you for helping us celebrate 4 years. And here's a threat from the first sergeant. I love it.
You need to fill out a survey so we know that we are continuing to have an impact in the entrepreneurial aspirations of everybody that's completed our course.
So I have to ask you, and you know, we don't talk about these kind of things. We just get shit done. That's all we do. But what has it meant to you from when we first started planning this in March of 2018 to now? What is your lesson, or what do you feel like? How do you feel about what we've accomplished, other than we're always amazed that new great stuff happens?
Gosh, are you trying to make me cry this morning?
No. No, Alex sent me a TikTok of some veterans yesterday and I was bawling like a baby, but no, I'm not trying to make you cry.
No, I'm just, amazed still at the ideas that people come up with to make money.
Absolutely.
It's so fascinating to me. I mean, it's just kind of like, wow. It's very similar to when I was just retiring from the Army, and Jeremy was doing staffing, and we would talk about different types of businesses and jobs, and I was just fascinated. I was like, people actually get paid to do that, like as an employee. So because after spending so many years in the Army, I just didn't really have a whole lot of concept of the different types of jobs, other than the products and services and the businesses that I spent money on. But with Action Zone, I'm like, wow, that is such a great idea, and someone's going to pay a lot of money for that great idea.
And they do. They find success. So I don't want to interrupt, keep going. So how do you, I know that you're amazed. What do you think about the journey? Now you've had 2 or 3 businesses since you retired.
Yeah, well, 2 business, well, actually, yeah, 3 businesses, and one Luminary that's had a couple of, I don't want to call them pivots because they weren't pivots. They were like really out of survival. We not even rebranded. A couple of iterations. We'll just call them iterations.
You reshaped it.
Yeah. so yeah, I mean, with Action Zone, it's very similar with the companies. It's you grind it out and you work hard and you feel good doing it. And then sometimes you have disappointments. So how do I feel? It's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, we know that. We know that we
Yeah.
tell them that this, you need to
Mhm.
have a good support system behind you, because this is a journey that's not for the faint of heart.
It's not, and nonprofit. I mean, I just talked to a veteran when I was in Miami at the Small Business Expo, and she was like, you could tell she had a giving heart, and every idea that she had was about service to the community. And then she was like, someone told me I need to do a nonprofit because people will throw money at this idea. And I was like, I said, oh, honey, find new friends. No, I didn't tell her that, but
That's a good suggestion, by the way, because I
Yeah.
think everybody that goes into a nonprofit has that feeling that there's
I know.
there's just buckets of money to throw at your organization.
I know. I just noticed my hat that I borrowed from my mother because I'm a visiting mom for Mother's Day. I have you as a speaker view here on my Zoom. And I was like, what is that hanging? But it's a ceiling fan.
You look like you got a propeller on your hat. It's really great.
I know. It's a ceiling fan that's adding to my obnoxious birthday hat. Yeah, people, they just because it is a cause that resonates with you and people that you might share your idea with does not necessarily mean that the funding is coming.
Well, and it might
That-
come, it's just not coming soon.
Soon. Yeah. So, okay, your turn. What's it mean to you? What has it meant to you? How do you feel about it?
Well,
And
I
don't
feel like
cry.
it's, I feel, I like you, I can't guarantee that. I feel like it's the hardest thing I've ever done. For the same reasons you just mentioned about that conversation with the girl in Miami, is that I did not have any idea how challenging it would be to start a nonprofit. And I started a for-profit business during this journey for myself during this journey. And it was infinitely easier and required legal registrations and certifications and things that Action Zone doesn't require, but it was still infinitely easier to start that business and start generating revenue than it's been for Action Zone. But as challenging as it's been, it still is by far the best thing I've ever done with my life, right? It's just I mean, not counting my kids, of course, because they were creation that God helped me build too. But I really feel like Action Zone is just the thing that was waiting for me to build it. I just feel that way. I get up every single morning anxious and excited to do something else with Action Zone, to reach out to more veterans or to connect with somebody who's got military spouses that need help, whatever it is. There've been bad days, but there's never been a hesitation that we'll get through those and that it's going to all be okay. I just I love what we do.
Yes, it's never been a moment as challenging as some of those times were, where we're like, maybe we should just roll up the rug, throw in the hat. It's never been.
I don't know if people will believe that, but in 4 years, there's never been a day where we've said that. And it's funny. I think it was Russ who said one time about his long marriage to Marie, what's the secret to being married for so long? And he said, neither one of us wanted to get divorced at the same time. And I think that's true of this nonprofit, is that if either one of us had said, gosh, this is so hard, maybe this isn't the right thing, the other one was always there to pull the other up. And I don't want to mean that it's just you and I, because we've got a whole board and lots of peripheral supporters, but it just there was never a moment when either one of us said, we got to stop, because there is no stop in this train. This train is on the track.
I was going to say, what does stop mean?
Yeah.
What does stop mean?
I'm wondering what slow down means.
I
My
know.
father keeps reminding me that I'm 61 and I'm not the same person I was at 30. I wish he'd stop doing that, but it doesn't matter.
When you
love what you do, you just keep going.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that, because it's all of those life experiences and, for you, the number of businesses that you've had that had you poised perfectly to lead this charge with Action Zone.
I agree. I think, a lot of people say that things happen when they're supposed to happen. And this is how I feel about Action Zone, is that if you and I and George and Donnie, who started this, had not been in the exact place we were with the exact experience we had, this wouldn't even be a thing.
I know.
But it is,
Awesome.
and it just gets bigger and grows. And I can't even imagine what the next 4 years are going to be like. And
I know.
I have no doubt that there will be 4 more years and many more after
Oh.
that. So
Yeah, we are going to take over the state of Florida. Step one.
that's the plan.
That's the plan. April says good morning from Spain.
She's still there. Oh, lucky girl.
Yeah. She went there for her. I don't know if she wants me to tell people what number it is, but she looks great. So I'll tell everybody she's there for her 40th birthday.
Such a baby.
Her hubs took her to Spain for her birthday. So I'm glad that she could join us.
I am too.
So yeah, April's on our board. For people who don't know, April Caldwell, founder of Faven. So exciting. So when we did our annual surveys last year, our people who, for those that completed the course, Action Zone, 43% completed our annual survey.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I tell people that and I just pause because usually their eyes go or their mouth drops because that is unheard of. I think the average for surveys is 5 to 7% will fill it out.
Yeah.
And of those 43%, 60 businesses started. However, that number does not include the people who came into the cohort with an already existing business and or through acquisition where they purchased the business. So 60 businesses started, over 200 employees, 80 of which were veterans or are veterans, and nearly $15 million in earned revenue.
Yep.
That's amazing. And that's just in Tampa Bay.
Yep. Now
Because
we've got infiltrated South Florida and adding to the number of cohorts that we've provided this year and going into next year. And that 43%, that was a hard one number to get 43% to respond. But, and that was because you and I were very proactive about reaching out saying, please complete this. It's really important. And I will tell people because the surveys will be going out sometime this month, that the reason it's important is not because Action Zone needs to, fluff its feathers and say, look at all that we did. And it's not even so that we can pat all of the veterans in the program on the back and say, great job, look what you did. Both of those apply. But what's really important is to share this information with the people that want to know if programs like this work and want to support programs like this to see if it works. And so as a kind of a unique early ideation, early stage veteran entrepreneur support organization, there are people who may not even know of us, but when they hear of us and they see what the veterans in our program have accomplished, then they're on board. And so their responses to our survey helps make this program and resources available to more veterans across the country.
Yes, well, that and it made sure that the curriculum that you and Russ developed, based off of your years of experience as entrepreneurs and whatnot, is impactful. It's relevant. It's good nuggets that we're sharing to the cohorts. And it's a testament to the skills that military, helps us build and grow and hone on these skills that translates to entrepreneurship. And it's not just veterans that were in the military, it's a whole military family unit, because they may not, your spouse or your children may not have laced up those combat boots, but living the military lifestyle is it's a family. It's much like what we say.
That's right.
We welcome spouses into the program because even if it's not a family business, entrepreneurship is a family affair. And it's very
Yep.
similar to the military. It's a family affair.
Yeah, and they develop, the families develop those same entrepreneurial skills that translate from a military training, discipline and risk mitigation and empathy and, all of those teamwork and collaboration, all of those things that you did in the military, the families were doing at the same time. They were adapting and finding solutions and all those things. So they all are also just perfect business owners. And oftentimes they don't realize that until we get a hold of them. And then we get to flip the switch for them. And it's always so great when you see that realization happen in them, that because it means that they can do it. Starting a business is so foreign that they didn't think that they could do it. Like people really do this as a business and make money. And then they think, well, I couldn't possibly do that. Those people are much smarter than me, or they have more experience, or they have more contacts. But once they understand that the skills that I did not put record on. Once they understand that those skills are directly transferable to starting a business, all of a sudden they have confidence because they know that they did it when they were in the military or when they were a military family in the military. They know that they can do that, and it's just transferring those skills to another journey. And it's just so exciting to see every single time.
I know it is. It really is. And of course, what happened? I think I lost our video.
Oh no.
On Facebook. Oh, there we are. Rosie and I don't do it alone. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
We had a couple of co-founders who saw that the same vision. We had some people that started with us at the beginning, and they were just like, maybe this isn't for me, and this is a lot more work than I thought I would sign up for. I think we have a really user-friendly and engaging board now. And we're all still tactical, so we're rolling up our sleeves. We're all really doing things, not just the strategic planning and execution of the organization. And then Edwin, special thanks to Edwin for helping us expand through Florida.
Yeah, definitely.
His very intentional introduction to Baptist Health, with which he is on the board of. So it's great.
Yeah, I think that's
people.
the advice I would give to, and we talked about this in the program, that even for whether it's nonprofit or for-profit, that you have to have that support system to start building that business. But I think especially in a nonprofit, because there's so many misconceptions about how this is going to move forward. Yeah. How are all those pieces going to fit together? And we have a belief that of one way, and then we come to find out that it's completely different. A nonprofit is a tax status, and that does, otherwise you're building it just like you do any other business. But there are definitely some things that you need to think about. And when you're starting a nonprofit and you're looking at who should be on your board, it's not the figureheads. It is the worker bees. It has to be, because you're not going to have enough resources to get everything done if you don't. And that was just another learning point. I love it when people say, and just like you said with your conversation, I want to start a nonprofit. Oh, girl, you need to stop and think. Here, I got some titles of some books for you to read, and then come and have coffee with me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I'm not saying that at all, but it is a harder road.
Well, I do think too, when I have people come talk to me about starting a nonprofit, I always ask them why a nonprofit versus for-profit. And then I'm like, don't you think you could have like maybe a foundation, for your business? Because who's going to, I think I just got a bug in my eye, but who's going to pay for that?
Yeah.
But anyway, whereas my mom has this bird cage. I don't know why I have it. So it's supposed to be keeping bugs out. But anyway, so I wish we could take the day off for our birthday, but we can't.
No, today is a really busy day. Just so everyone
is.
knows, we still have registration open for our next cohort number 11. It will be held, it's different than the others. It's going to be held on Tuesday and Thursday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. It's 4 weeks long. It means that you're going to work a little harder in that 4 weeks than you would in the 8-week program. It's the same program, just 2 nights a week so that you can get through it, but you still have the same field work. You still have the same tasks that you need to accomplish to launch your business. We don't think that 4 weeks is enough time to actually launch, but it is plenty of time for us to give you the information you need. And then of course, you're always a part of the family, as you know.
Yeah.
You can't.
I've
get
actually
away
had
with
two
us.
people, I had 2 people last week say that they were coming back to do the program again.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's, one guy, he was like, I just need structure, and, Action Zone provides that for me. And I just need to come back and take the course so I can stay on course as he continues to build out his concept. So that's pretty exciting.
I'm going to throw out a challenge. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, this is a great idea. And you guys all know when Valerie says it to me, I quake in my boots. So here's the plan for our 5th birthday. Okay. For our 5th birthday, we are going to have a special event. And it's going to be a discovery weekend at a campground,
Oh,
inviting everyone that's been in the cohort to just talk about entrepreneurial stuff and and the challenges that we faced in our businesses and how we can get over them. And the thing I miss most about our first year is that validation experience, that testing your model at the campground. And I want to do that. I keep saying I want to do that again. And I think that for the next year, we're going to find a place, and we're going to invite all of our previous cohort members to come out. And what a great networking weekend that would be. There's going to be lots of food and lots of booze and lots of entrepreneurial talks and head scratching and problem solving. But I think that that's what we need to do for year 5, and we have a year to plan it.
okay. Well, yeah, we got to get that campground reserved, because the reason why we don't do the camping excursions, because we had to fight for camping space.
Yeah,
with all the
especially in May,
all the
because of the snowbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as
And
soon as we get
now
off
we're
this,
like
I'm gonna
overly, what?
as soon as we get off this chat, I'm going to start looking for campsites, and or
So
maybe
funny.
there's a veteran that has some land that would like to let us camp there. So everybody that's listening, if you've got somebody that's got land in the Tampa area, it doesn't have to be in Tampa. We want to have a camp out for veteran entrepreneurs. And I think that will be so much fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We can tell, I would say, ghost stories around the campfire, our entrepreneurial stories. So anyway, I have to go. I have 9:30 with Lynn Croson from the ECC, the Entrepreneur Collaborative Center, because I'm speaking at an Asian Pacific Heritage Month event that she's hosting this in a couple. It's next week. So it'll be in person. So hopefully,
Isn't it
everybody will
on
come
Friday the
visit.
13th?
It is. Oh, it's
That's
this Friday.
week.
Oh, jeez. It's this week. Yes. As the calendar keeps rolling along with or without me.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you
this
have fun with
Friday.
Lynn, and thank you, everyone. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us in this 4 years. And I know that I know every one of you that I could call if I needed something. Every single one of you, my heart beats for you. And I thank you, because we couldn't have done this without you. And now I will cry. So we're going to get off.
Okay. Happy birthday,
my
see y'all
friend.
later.
See you
See
soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye.